Hey everybody, I'm Tom Vasel, and welcome to Look Back. This is a series I do on the Dice Tower where I take a look at reviews that I did a year, 5 years, 10 years, and 20 years ago this week, and I tell you what I think about them, if I think about them at all. So here we go. Last year, I took a look at Cantaloupe Book 2, which interestingly enough, I'm taking a look at Book 3 this week. A Hack of a Plan. Cantaloupe, I really liked the first one. It was a book version of a point-and-click adventure, but this second one was terrible all around. Bad story, getting stuck, 4 out of 10. Termite Towers. Man, I want to like this game. There's, after their honeybee game, now a termite one. I thought the idea of termites is cool. There's just not enough to do in the game, 5 out of 10. Azul Queen's Garden. This is my lowest ranked Azul, and I almost thought about giving this a 5. It's just not as fun as the other ones. It's too thinky. It's too, honestly, it feels strenuous to play. 6 out of 10. It's fine, I guess. It's just I don't like it nearly as much as the other Azuls. Buried Treasure, and you can see the spelling of this. It has to do with pies and such. This is a very, 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 very light game. We're talking lighter than Uno, so people who like that would enjoy it. I thought it was okay. 6 out of 10. Downtown Farmers Market. Now this one looks like a light game, but it's very thinky as you're putting these tiles into rows and columns trying to meet scoring goals. Pretty interesting game. 7 out of 10. Dead Reckoning. I know a lot of people love this game, and I get it. Dead Reckoning is a fantastic game in many ways. There's a little too much going on for me. There's a few things I would have cut, which is why my rating's not as high, but it is Pirate, 7.5. Viticulture World. Turning viticulture into a cooperative game, not going to happen. Well, in this case, it did happen. This is a good expansion, very well done, 8 out of 10. Lord of the Rings Confrontation did not come out last year, but I re-reviewed it because I thought it's a game worth talking about, an 8 out of 10. This is Stratego, Lord of the Rings, done well. The Guild of Merchant Explorers, a terrible name for a game, but a very good game. This almost has a roll and write feel to it as you're putting out cubes, but it has some neat concepts as you flip cards and everyone puts cubes on the board, but when you flip one card, everyone gets to do something really cool and unique. I like it. 8 out of 10. Wonderland's War. This one has really risen for me in the past year, so I moved it up to an 8.5. Yes, it's big. Yes, it's a little longer than it needs to be. Yes, I probably don't want to play it with 5. Yes, it comes really close to being overproduced, but wow, the production is amazing. I like all the different aspects of it. It had the ratchet mechanism, the bag pulling mechanism. It's all really good. Just fantastic. First Rat, another game that's really gone up for me. I enjoy First Rat. It's such an easy game to play as you move as forward as, again, the ratchet mechanism, move as far forward as you want, but you can't move back. Oh, and I've had such great success teaching this. Another 8.5. Then a couple 9s, both of them expansions. Lock Up Breakout. I really like Lock Up, and Breakout is a nice expansion in the fact that I can teach it to people who've never played Lock Up, and it works well. And Rift Force Beyond, this one I like just because it's more stuff. It almost doubles or does double the amount of content in Rift Force, which is a great game as it is. So I'm really happy with that, also a 9. 5 years ago, I reviewed Banquet Royal, which looks really cool with all these different foods placed on the table, and it's just a mess of a game, 4 out of 10. Groves. Oh, it's so pretty. This is so pretty. I voted for this, or I pushed it. I didn't vote in the Dice Tower Awards, but I pushed it for Best Artwork of the Year. Did not win, but really good artwork, but just not a great game. It's now a 5 out of 10. Michael Strogoff. Michael Delisio loves this game. I don't love it as much. I think it's fine at 6 out of 10, but it feels like the game is on rails, like the book, I suppose. Ticket to Ride New York. Wow, 5 years ago, this little Ticket to Ride game came out. Not as good as the big ones, but a very solid thing. And if you only have 15, 20 minutes, it's worth playing. 8 out of 10. Incorporated. I dropped this one a little bit to an 8, but it's just because of how it looks so terrible. But this is such a unique, asymmetrical, risk-esque, control the world game. It's so unique, but no one's ever going to play it, unfortunately. Pool Party. A kid's game where you're flipping swimmers into a pool. Fantastic. 8.5. Council of Four. Man, I love Council of Four. This game of combos is such a neat thing, and Simon did a good job on theirs. 8.5. And then another expansion I gave a 9, Role Player, Monsters and Minions. I'll never play Role Player without it. Well, I guess I would, maybe for new people, but other than that, it is fantastic. And it gives you option to go fight monsters. A fourth option in the game really rounds this game out. 10 years ago, I gave 3 6.5s. First one goes to 8 Minute Empire. This is from Ryan Lockett, one of his first games. If no, it is his first game. It's a fine little game, very similar to Tiny Epic Kingdoms in many ways. And it's a good way to pass the time. Goblins Drool, Fairies Rule. This is almost a tiny little game. Basically, it's a micro game in a sense. And then you play cards, and any card that rhymes with it flips over and different things happen. It's a clever little game. And Uchronia, which is the dinosaur-themed version of Glory to Rome. And I think Glory to Rome's a better game. Most people do. But Uchronia is a little smoother and easier to play for people who are new. Okay, 20 years ago, The Touch. The Touch is a game where you reach your hand in and you feel around and you're trying to grab stuff as fast as you can. At the time, I thought it was a really cool idea. I really liked it, but I've dropped it a bit because, you know, there's a lot of games like this these days. And besides, the machinery thing that you put your hand into is honestly just too big and bulky. And then Duel of Ages Set 2. So Duel of Ages came out with 7 sets at the beginning, 1 plus 6. Now, today, this wouldn't even faze anyone. Kickstarters do this all the time. But as God is my witness, when this came out 20 years ago, nobody did this. No one released a ton of stuff for one game at one time, and this blew my mind. I thought it was so awesome. Now, I kind of rail against it a little bit. But Duel of Ages Set 2 added in so much extra stuff to Duel of Ages. I really liked it. And even though I've dropped my rating of Duel of Ages, Set 2 still kind of really brings the game up, so I'm still giving it a 9.5. Anyway, there you go, folks. Those are the games I reviewed 1, 5, 10, and 20 years ago. Thanks so much for watching. This has been Look Back on the Dice Tower. We'll see you next time.